Okay, in this video, I'm going to present my final paper, and it's about an analysis of Frankenstein lecture or reading by Mary Shelley and the world during the pandemic. Okay, for the summary of this story, this is a novel. It's considered the first work of science fiction and was the most famous work of Shelley. This story contains ideas related to the Romanticism and Gothic movements. In Frankenstein, the main character, Victor Frankenstein, that is a scientist who piecing together parts of a man's body, only to be horrified in the end by the unnaturalness that embodies the romantic ideals of Mary. The ambition of Victor is to create a living, breathing being out of the innate materials in his laboratory. This statement shows that Victor wants to surpass his human limitations to create a new life form. That is the reason because Victor Frankenstein is considered a romantic character. He has imagination and innovation. He is a dreamer who is obsessed with impossible standards and ideas. Okay, then here we have the similarities between the reading of Frankenstein and the actual people between the pandemic. For example, the first similarity that I found in this reading is with a fragment that it says, the different accidents of life are not so changeable as the feelings of human nature. I had worked hard for nearly 2 years for this. I have deprived myself of rest and health. So this extract of the novel is related to the situation that a lot of people live during the pandemic with their families, because there were a lot of people who went to their jobs. Besides, there was a very dangerous disease with the COVID-19, but their companies did not do anything to care of their workers, risking their health. This was the first similarity. The similarity too is another extract that I found in this reading of Frankenstein. That is, how can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe, or how delineate the great womb with such infinitive pains and care I had endeavored to form. I related this paragraph of the story with the situation of every single person who lost a person caused by the coronavirus. People who lost their parents, grandparents, sons, daughters, and also lost their principal economic source to live in the new reality of the 21st century. Now I'm going to pass with the difference. Well, the first difference that I found between the reading of Frankenstein and the actual situation with the COVID-19 is a paragraph that is, the pleasant sunshine and the pure air of day restore me to some degree of tranquility. And when I consider what had passed at the college, I could not help believing that I had been too hasty in my conclusions. The difference here is that in the novel we can notice that in sometimes the protagonist can take a breath to think about what is happening in his life. In contrast, during the pandemic, the families even couldn't breathe by themselves. There were entire families that could not leave their houses to buy medicine, food, or respirators. I continued paying during months without time to analyze the disaster who they were living at that time. The second difference that I found between a paragraph of Frankenstein is this. And the paragraph says, nature decayed around me, and the sun became headless. Rain and snow poured around me. Mighty rivers were frozen. The surface of the earth was hard and chill and bare, and I found no shelter. O earth, how often did I imprecate curses on the cause of my being? So, a difference between this fragment of the story and real life during the pandemic is that the main character can relate the feelings with nature because Frankenstein knows the beauty of the nature. But nowadays, people are more focused on social media, technology, since the pandemic stopped the entire world and do not pay attention to the nature. And this is, or those are the similitude and difference about the reading that I select for this PIA. I hope you enjoy it.